Hangarashi and Hangarashi. Hana. Okay. I do wonder what culture we shall be examining next. Knowing even the moon is inhabitable, possibilities seem endless. I bear good tidings. Permission has been granted for our voyage. I decided it was about time we went and experienced other cultures firsthand rather than recreate them here in our workshop. That'll be a sight. Indeed. Wherever are we going, Professor? Hanganashi Kagane, the Peace Pacific. Oh, how wonderful. Though our journey has been approved, we cannot afford to tarry. Sorry. We have been granted but a short amount of time to stay there, you see. Are you perchance knowledgeable? Oh. In that case, could we ask you to act as our guide? Sure. You have my thanks. We shall arrive at pier number 2 when we reach Kagane. Pray meet us there when you are ready. That's pier number 1. By the way, sometime level. Sure. We braved the experimental etherite. We came via Razahan, much to our delight and surprise both. They were renting local Atari, and I was not about to pass up the opportunity to dress. You dress in authentic Indian garb. I still cannot quite believe I am here in this foreign land and with the professor. Where is Kagane Castle? Wherever it is, it does not seem to be visible from here. Would you happen to know a better take in its splendor? The roof. Wait just a moment. Are mere tourists such as ourselves allowed on the roof of said establishment? I enjoy fine views as much as anyone, but I would rather avoid becoming a criminal. Perhaps. Oh yeah, Tazagari Bridge would be a better option if I'm not mistaken. It should be close by. Can we have a look from there? I should have said bridge. I forgot that is criminal if you stand on the rooftop of that building. There it is. A fortress most formidable. This may be an island like Charland, but it is quite clear our cultures are as night and day. However, one must keep in mind that Kogane is unlikely to be a true representation of life in Hangashi. After all, this poor town is but a tiny part of a larger region, and sadly the only section of it open to the wider world. If we are to get a truly accurate picture, we must speak with the locals. Speaking of which, this place is surprisingly peaceful, considering recent events. The ruling class doubtless controls what information is allowed into the area, which begs the question, how much is known by those there regarding affairs in the rest of the world? Perhaps they are convinced they are strong enough to weather any storm alone. At any rate, our work here is certain to prove a most enlightening experience. Already, I am glad for this trip. Professor, if possible, I would like to visit the Umiko tea house and sample their dongos. I have heard very good things. Mm. And guys, Hengichi, do not forget why we are here. We're researchers, not tourists. You would do well to remember that. I apologize, Professor. Forgive me. I did not mean to upset you. I fear the long journey has left me on edge. Kagani does indeed thrive on tourism. And you're not wrong to deem that aspect of their culture worthy of investigation. You are. Now let us pay a visit to Pier Number 1 and take in the storehouses. Then make our way to Kokajira. Mhm. Pier 1, right? Okay. Asachi greater, perhaps. Even even than the Guardian Heaters, it is an honor to witness the forging of Kagane's world's finest katana blades. Where's... Ah, but we mustn't forget why we came here. We are coming here. I suppose now it is Hanger's turn to rebuke me. Where is she? Where could she have gone? I was so entranced by the sights and sounds of the city, I could not really say when I last saw her. Let us split up and search for her. If you would check the... I will search the Kagane Dori. You... Hello? A woman lost in the streets, huh? The tourists will have no cause to come this way. You would do better searching near the gates of Kagane Castle. Much of the city can be seen from there. Excuse me. Oh no. We found you at last. Professor, oh thank goodness. I thought I waited here long enough you would come eventually. Yes, we did plan on visiting the castle, didn't we? I should have expected you would memorize our itinerary. Well, what happened? I could have sworn you were right behind me. Well, I was approached by a merchant on Kagane Dori whilst we were making for pier number 1. I stopped to say I was not interested. When I turned around, you were nowhere to be seen. I should not have been so careless. You did warn me not to behave as a tourist after all. No, I should have been more attentive. When I engrossed in my work, my surroundings all but fade away. The thought of you lost wandering aimlessly through the streets of Kagane, my heart was fit to burst. To see you here safe and sound, words fail to express my relief. I can only imagine the distress I've caused you. What can I do to comfort her? That's it. Terribly sorry to ask this of you, but I wish to fashion a hairpin for Higashi to lift her spirits. When I trouble you to procure the necessary materials, the Ruby Sea is said to be resources. Perhaps you could find something there along the shore or beneath the way. Thank you. I would be fool to leave her alone, so I will wait with her until you return. The hairpin or if I want to go. The, the eternal ones. Okay. That's all I need. Oh my god. They say the Ruby Sea has a treasure trove, but that's sorry, okay. Absolutely stunning. I shall waste no time in taking this to a craftsman. Pray keep Penguin's company here while I'm gone. Where do you suppose the processors went off to? I suppose it doesn't matter. I would only prove a hindrance were I to accompany him further. Hmm? And he's back. My apologies for disappearing like that. I went on a little errand to have this made for you. Wait, the flower in this hairpin is. Up it goes past you, indeed. It is the flower the locals here are known as Hanageshi. I thought it would be a shame were we to return home from our local travels empty-handed. I hope it's to your liking. Perfect. Thank you, Professor. I shall treasure it for all my days. Strange. These excursions to other lands are always rather a stressful ordeal. But Hanagishi here, well, things are different. But this is no time for self-reflection. We must needs survey the rest of the town's post-haste. Let us make for the Windsor district, followed by the borough and... Oh. But wait, before all that, we must pay a visit to tea house to sample the finest Dango tea. Professor, I can hardly wait. But what about me? Me. I mean, we're almost there. Very much. We're almost at the end of this quest line, and then we got another one to do, which is the conclusion of all of it. Springs were exquisite, though it was the view that took my breath away. I yet struggle to believe that on the other side of this ocean lies Doma, and the Aziz Steppe, an ancestral home. How I would love to travel there just once to see how the nomads live. You will, Professor, someday, and I shall be by your side when we do. I should like that very much. Alas, the time has come to return to Charlotte. Pray stop by Searcher's Meet once you return. I would see you compensated for your work here. Bird. Sorry, I'm jumping to a song suddenly. It's good to be home. Traveling is lovely, of course, but just enjoy it in moderation, like all good things. Exactly. I shall hope you have some place to call home as well. Of course. Then I would bid you return there and take a well-deserved rest. I will be in touch again once we are ready to resume our work. I would, but we have much to do and not a lot of time to do it. I'm going to stand on your desk this time to talk to you. The culture of the past. You know. On our return voyage to Sharian, the professor said he's been duly inspired and eager to continue our work. What culture do you suppose he intends to study next? Ah, Professor, Now that we all gathered, might we discuss your plans moving forward? Yes, of course. Our research thus far on the lifestyles of people in various regions have proved quite enlightening. However, after much deliberation, I have concluded that to merely compare and contrast locations alone will not suffice. No, we must consider different time periods as well. Oh my. Well, I suppose that means we'll be studying Ally then. I can think of no other bygone cultures worthy of scrutiny. And I understand full well why you would reach that conclusion. However, I recently happened upon records that suggest there exists a civilization that predates Alakin. A civilization older than time, far more advanced than one might be possible. It sounds a fantasy. I know, but it truly exists. But if it truly exists, I wish to recreate that paradise. A place called Yes. I've been there. I've experienced its madness. Please tell us all you know. Facility for the testing of creation magics? Fascinating. Or anyone else, I would call them mad, but you did travel to the moon. I realize I am asking a great deal of you, but if there's a way to procure relics from that age, I would be eternally grateful. I will make what preparations I can for your return. This may yet prove to be the discovery of a lifetime. Anything you can bring back to us will surely prove a boon for your research. Yeah, it's 240 again. That's not it. That's harvesting. Wow. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh my god, it's so crazy when you think about it. Like, technically, this should have been done a long time ago. Like, I would have had this done last month, but internet problems, like, stuff. Goodness me, you really did it. If you ask me, if I may ask, how exactly did you come to by this? Perhaps I'm better off not knowing. I was not expecting the materials to be quite so large. However, did they manage to use them for crafting, I wonder? Hmm. Oh my god, oh, he can speak the language. I beg your pardon, Perkins. I'm simply imagining what the people of Elpis may have sounded like. Oh, got it. We did our best to recreate their culture based on what you have told us. Frankly, it felt like I had wandered into a fairy tale at times. But I do find their way of life has its merits. They do not waste time on the frivolous. Everything has a clear functional purpose. Perhaps, but I find their clothes to make it rather difficult to go on about one's duties. It is possible they did not need to engage in physical labor. The proficiency in creation magic may have led to the decline of their physical frames. Wielding writing quills and such, no doubt a simple matter, but it's unlikely they could bear anything. Wait, what role do you suppose these masks played? Exactly, perhaps they were adverse to showing their faces? I would possess that they distinguished each other not by their outward appearance but by their ether. Or perhaps they all led such fulfilling lives that they simply had no means to express themselves as individuals. Wow. To think that such a sophisticated civilization vanished in but a blink of an eye. I wonder if all cultures are ultimately destined to meet the same fate. We will discover that answer in due time, I'm sure. Though part of me wishes we could live like this forever. An interesting idea, but I am not so sure it is a wise one. Still, it is gladdening to see you enjoy the cultures of the old world so. Oh no, that's not what I meant. Not exactly. I was merely thinking how nice it would be if every day could be like this, experiencing new ways of living together, studying the length and breadth of the people's history as a whole. We could see not but trends and tendencies. Like this, however, taking a glimpse of their lives day by day, the parallels between our cultures become quite clear. Even these ancients of Alpes no doubt enjoyed the simpler pleasures of life as we do, taking each day as they come. It'd be also lovely if we could do the same, enjoy the simple pleasures of life, one day at a time. But I sometimes feel I learn more from you than I do my own research. But I've said nothing worthy of such praise. maker. And the final quest. We have already amassed so much data for the professor's research. I cannot imagine where we will turn our attention to next. Turn your attention to the moon, please. Oh wait, we did the moon already, never mind. Good, you're here. There's something I wish to discuss with both of you. I will be informing the studium that my research has concluded. What? But why? My apologies for keeping this from you. But my research had an motive. In fact, part of my contingency plan devised by the Forum. That plan being mass exodus to another star. The true goal was to determine what cultures were worthy of preservation, and how said preservation might be accomplished. I don't understand. Are you saying the Forum had resigned itself to abandoning this world? I'm afraid so. Yet the fact remains that culture could only survive and thrive with the people who share in it. Any knowledge we might feasibly preserve now is no different from the maritime tomes collected dust in the halls of the studium. Which is why, apart from research being conducted in Labyrinthos, we were tasked with finding suitable cultural elements we might actively preserve for those in the future. And it was during our most recent endeavor that I found my answer to this great conundrum. Hence, there is no need for further research. I need simply summarize our findings in my thesis. My sincerest thanks to both of you for all your hard work. Really, the pressure was all mine. The pity our work must come to an end. Yes, do you have any plans for after our research was finished? I cannot say I do. Our work together have been so engaging, I could scarcely think of aught else. In fact, it's been quite some time since I've paid visit to my parents. Reminds me, they said they found a new suitor when last we spoke. Something to look forward to on the voyage home, I suppose. Suitor. Am I too late? If only she'd stay a short while longer. What do I do now? Excuse me. I was hoping she would accompany me to my next venture. Research of a ceremony of sorts. I say research, but it's more of a I'm like, you better speak, because it's getting weird. Oh, such roundabout thinking is how you got yourself into this mess. My recent endeavor together with her has made me realize just how much she means to me. I realize the foolishness of harboring these unrequited feelings, but I can contain them no longer, which is precisely why I intend to propose. There's nothing foolish about love. Or so others believe. Love is a lie. It's an illusion designed. Thank you, my friend. I certainly hope you're right. But before I propose, it would be prudent to learn how she feels about the matter. And for that, I require your help. Though I understand if you would rather not involve yourself in such a personal matter, I'm already in this for the long haul. You will help me truly? Then perhaps hope is not yet lost. You see, my plan was to fashion an eternity ring. I wish for it to be something more memorable. Which is why I would ask you to procure materials for the ring from the place where Higanashi and I first worked together. Labientos. I shall see to the rest and have hopefully steeled my nerve. And then, Labientos. Huh? I'm gonna assume here. $28. Well, it's over. We turn this in. We, I've actually seen the ending of this. I've actually seen the ending of this quest line, like how this ends. But I've already been spoiled the ending pretty much. Have you found something suitable? I do not mean to rush you, but I fear time is not on our side. Thank you. Now to set about fashioning the ring. Before you go, may I ask one last favor of you? Please deliver this letter to Hingash. see something real quick. Oh, so that's what it is. Okay. So it's the Gleamer outfit, just, you know, without the monocle, I guess. I still hardly believe, I can still hardly believe our work with Professor Tenkin is over. It was foolish for me to grow so attached, I know, but I've never been so happy as when I'm with him. A part of me wishes he felt the same, that we might have grown closer in a shorter time we had together. Alas, life rarely lives up to expectations, but thank you again for all your help. Better be going now. Says he wishes to discuss his future works with the studying and that I am to return Relay, but he shouldn't be readying his thesis, or it will be so urgent. Only one way to find out. You delivered the really good. Now I but need wait for her arrival. Sorry to keep you waiting, Professor. Thank you for returning on such short notice. You see, there's something I must tell you. The brief, how should I say this? I like. You noted in your missive that you wish to discuss future matters with me. Have you perchance decided on another subject of study? No, not exactly. You see, I would like to officially enlist you as the lead author of my current thesis. Naturally, this will require you to contribute extensively to its composition as well. A fine opportunity for you to put forth writings of your own as well. You would trust me with the position of lead author. I'd be honored, of course, but it was you who did most of the work. I could not possibly steal plaudits you so rightfully earn. Nonsense. I have learned as much from you over the course of our research. It would be nigh fraudulent for me to take all the credit. Is that so? I had no idea. Well, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I cannot say. My parents have completed arrangements for me to meet with this new suitor they found, so I must return home at once. You shall do nothing of the sort. So please, there's still plenty of time until the thesis must be submitted, correct? Surely it can stand to wait until I've met with. This is not what concerns me here. It's a. Stay. It's not for you. If not for you, I fear my nerves would have gotten the better of me. Our work together has taught me a valuable lesson. It's not an environment that makes a home, but rather the people one shares it with. And in time, those people may form the deepest of bonds. good. And actually, the time we spent together has been the happiest of my life. And I do not wish for it to end. Say that you will stay with me, that we may enjoy the simple pleasures of life together one day at a time. Know what to say. You are well within your right to refuse if that is your want. If you choose instead to be bonded with this suitor of yours, I will not stop you. Bonded. Whatever you're talking. Did you not say your parents found you a suitor? No, you have it all wrong because the suitor is not for me. It's a business partner with my parents. Your parents? Wait, what? I'm confused. You did know that my parents are both botanists, yes? They were recently introduced to a potential financial supporter who also wished to know more of my research interests. I thought it an opportunity to secure funding for our next venture, and so I agreed to meet with him. Our next venture? Of course. You won't be getting rid of me so easily, Professor. There is so much for us to see, so much to do. Then, does this mean you have accepted my proposal? Sure, follow. May I ask why you had that? Oh my god. You see, this ring is used in a ceremony of eternal bonding, and I was hoping you might join me in the recreation. Recreation, I guess see not. Then let this be the first of many real experiences together. Will you join me in the ceremony of eternal? I thought you would never ask. We're just doing this wedding right here. We're just doing it right here. I know not what the future holds, but so long as we are together, I know our days will be filled with joy and happiness. A lifetime of new experiences and endless possibilities. Okay, which one is daydreaming about this? That did not feel real. This was also sudden. If you told me this was a dream, I might be inclined to believe you. Nevertheless, it gladdens me to know we will continue living together as we are. Though a small change of pace now and again would not be a terrible idea. Perhaps we'll take a trip once our thesis is dealt with. Speaking of trips, we have to pay a visit to my parents first and foremost. Good idea. I had a feeling you'd think so. And before all of that, I wish to thank you for helping to complete our great work. More importantly, for bringing the two of us together. I believe I speak for us both and say you have our eternal gratitude. It's over. Master Makeshift. You've completed all the studying quests. It seems things she would like to ask you. Pay a visit. One more quest.